Hello and welcome to your friendly neighborhood album cover showcase here on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel that is called Heavenly Album Covers, and we are currently right now looking at this very strange Crayola crayon mushroom sculpture thing. It's in a box and I found it the other day. I mentioned it in the previous episode of Heavenly Album Covers, and here it is again, very close up. It's very intricate. It's very smudgy and drippy. If this is placed in the sun, it will surely melt. All the crayon markings will melt right off. And so we are going to look at about 6 more backlogged album covers. These have been in the Heavenly Album Covers archives for several months now, all 6 of these, and they finally must see the light and be fully demonstrated here on Heavenly Album Covers. And let's start with this album on RCA Victor. It's called A Night at the Via Fontana. I believe this is a fountain, some sort of fountain. Here is a woman. She's wearing a very stunning dress, and she's kind of in a pensive, thoughtful mood here, and there is a violin player. It's as if she is about to meet someone here at the fountain, and I'm not sure what else is happening on this album cover. It's very blue. The only light areas of this album cover are the lettering and this woman's face and arms, and there's a little bit of lightness back here with the violin player. Let's move up a little closer. And so that's the Magic Violins. Next up is Kate Smith at Carnegie Hall. This is Kate Smith. She was very popular many decades ago, maybe 200 or 300 years ago. She was a song belter. She sang very loudly, and here she is. She's surrounded by kind of reddish backdrop here. This also is on RCA Victor Dynagroove, so it's a very high quality record and album cover. Her lettering up here is very nice. It's kind of a combination of uppercase and lowercase lettering, very white, and then a drop down at Carnegie Hall. I assume this is a live album. And here's Kate Smith. She's belting out a song here on her album cover. I would love to see the outtakes for this album cover. And there is Kate Smith on the Ed Sullivan Show back in the early 1960s. And she does a lot of standards here. And that's Kate Smith, very iconic singer. And next up is a album by Arthur Fiedler and his Boston Pops Orchestra. Arthur Fiedler put out an extraordinarily large amount of albums. Every time I go look at record albums in the boxes, I see Arthur Fiedler albums. He just made thousands and thousands of records. And here is Arthur Fiedler, a illustrative image of Arthur Fiedler, and he's having some sort of mystical experience with these stars and bolts of color. He's surrounded by this strange monumental framing device. He's covered in flowers, and it looks like he does pop favorites from the late 1960s. Proud Mary, Jesus Christ Superstar, Gentle on My Mind, Let It Be, and I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family, and Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. And Arthur Fiedler usually was featured on his album covers, as he is right here. He is indeed having a mystical, possibly a mystical musical experience here. This was a promo, and it's got a little promotional copy sticker at the top that's kind of in bad shape, but that's Arthur Fiedler. Next we have someone named Vin Bruce, and he's a Cajun country artist, and this is on La Louisiana Records in stereo. And Ven Bruce is kind of hanging out on this big stump. It's like a dead tree. Looks kind of like a coral or just petrified wood. It's in a forest and there's some palm trees. And Ven Bruce is just kind of playing his guitar with his leg up. He's got his cowboy boots on. And let's take a quick closer look at Ven Bruce here. The lettering is very unique. It's kind of off yellow and kind of three-dimensional. I don't think there's anything on the back. There are no further pictures of Ven Bruce, and he does some standard hardcore Louisiana Cajun songs on this. So that's Ven Bruce. Next we have, I'm not sure, it's just a, it's another Arthur Fiedler Boston Pops album. I couldn't tell because Arthur Fiedler is not on this cover. There is this woman. She's got a clarinet. She's either very small or the piano keys are very large. This is a Gershwin overview by Arthur Fiedler and his orchestra. They do Rhapsody in Blue and An American in Paris. This also is in. It's also on RCA Records, the Red Seal label. Probably not a actual red seal because seals are usually kind of black and white. Let's look at this very small or very normal person on the cover on the piano keys. And it's doubtful whether there's anything else on the back. Just a load of very intricate liner notes on here. And next up is a album called Nutcracker Suite in high fidelity on golden tone once again. This is by the New London Symphonic Orchestra conducted by Lionel Atkins, and it features a woman. She's airing out her armpit here. Her armpit was a little moist, and so she's airing it out and drying her armpit. She's looking directly at this high fidelity lettering here. The Nutcracker Suite lettering is very playful and has a lot of curly cues. This woman and her armpit are surrounded by these little pink stars and a blue background, a double frame, pink and light blue. And it's in high fidelity, so it must be good. And so that's Nutcracker Suite by the New London Symphonic Orchestra. And that brings us up to date on a few more album covers that were backlogged, that were just waiting to be looked at and shared. And we have duly shared these album covers with everyone who is watching